This Pentium 166 represents an era of PC gaming that I enjoy very much. 1996 was pretty much the year that 3D gaming was introduced to the PC gamer, but even with no 3D acceleration, there are a gang of games you could use it for, like strategy, platforming, software rendered FPS games, and point and click games that run on Windows 95, 98, and MS-DOS. Now, for every vintage computer part I own, I would want to build a system specifically and permanently to fit them. Ideally, I would have a time-appropriate system built for every combination of sound card and video card I own. Considering the size of computer cases, this is impossible, because the amount of storage I would need for that is way out of my realm of possibilities while I live in a big city like Brasilia in Brazil, and space is at a premium, like in most major cities around the world. But there's a system I can build right now that will be a 3-in-1 kind of thing. It'll run 2 different 3D APIs besides the games that don't require acceleration at all. The Rendition Verite V2100 I've used in the Verite Meets the Rust Bucket video, and the 3DFX Voodoo PCI from Atrend I've used in the same computer. Both could use the Pentium MMX as their final resting place. The Rendition card offers 2D video besides 3D video acceleration, so it will be the video card for using VOS and 2D games. On the 3D side of things, the Verite is capable of running its own RRedline API that supports a brief list of games. The 3DFX Voodoo PCI is a pass-through 3D video card for Glide and Direct3D. That gives me access to hundreds of games from that time period, and really is the killer part of this build, while the Verite is more of a curiosity piece. By combining these cards, I hope to create a somewhat period-accurate setup that's capable of 2D functionality with 3D gaming in at least 3 different APIs, while being well matched with the Pentium 233 CPU. So this is an ultimate Pentium 233 build. My current Pentium 200 is not very ultimate material with its weird Acer branded motherboard that uses SIS chips. It's also not really a Pentium 200, it's a Pentium 166 that runs at 200 MHz because why not? But recently, my stepdad, who has always been very much into computers, kindly handed me this motherboard he stored for over 20 years with a real Pentium 233 MMX. It sports an Intel chipset and a coin battery slot by design. And if it does work, that's great, because I'm a bit tired of this ugly mod I did to use coin cells with the Dallas RTC module on the old motherboard. I'm not sure about the reliability of this original build, but the new motherboard seems much better and a great fit for the ultimate Pentium 233 MMX build. I tested the new motherboard outside of the case, as you should when trying a new motherboard out. You never know if they're going to work, and it's much harder to work with them inside the case. While I have everything connected, I already installed the OS, and now it's about time I put this system together. In builds from around this period, I always think about which system is best, Windows 95 or 98. But considering Windows 98 is much more stable, at least it's always been quite good for me, I usually end up going with it. I don't know of any games that would run on 95 but wouldn't run on 98 in any case. I'm sure that if there is such an application, someone will mention it on the comment section. I like to isolate these things with electrical tape because I've had it touch the chassis before, the case, the metal part of the case, and short it and saw some sparks with that. So I like to put electrical tape over the solder joints on the back. Then it's safe. It can go, you can stick it anywhere, like you can't touch the top of drives or whatever you want. I'm ready for cards. Here we go. So here is our trusty rendition card. It's going to do 2D, RRedline API stuff. Video card that's going to run all our glide stuff. Here we go. And our trusty sound blaster. AWE64 that I enjoy so much using. The other card, I had another one of these cards in here that had an issue with the pins on the main chip here. I don't think this one does. Kind of just got a little bit of oxidation here, but shouldn't be a problem. We'll see. To start to enjoy this system, I have a couple of iconic games I want to try. The first one doesn't require 3D acceleration at all, the original Diablo. I love this game, it brings me good nostalgic vibes, and I get to hear some iconic characters like Cain from The Village.
Hello, my friend. Stay a while and listen.
And I was supposed to show you the Butcher now, but I probably got too frustrated from him killing my character 150 times and I lost the footage. Hexen II uses the Quake engine, and the Quake engine has OpenGL support. For this game, there was an OpenGL wrapper made specifically to use with Glide because of the fact that 3dfx was the industry leader at the time. Games that use 3D acceleration from this time period were really breakthrough in PC graphics, and this was one of my favorite eras of PC gaming. And Hexen II looks and plays wonderfully.
Você não ouviu nada que eu disse.
Outlaws is another game of this time. It runs great, and as for the story, it's a twist on the Western theme. It's fun, it takes itself a lot less seriously than Hexen, it was published by LucasArts, and it borrowed the Jedi engine from Star Wars Dark Forces. That is a good thing, because these were the only two games made with the Jedi engine. Different from Dark Forces, Outlaws got an update patch to add glide support, and this is what we're looking at here. Looks great, doesn't it? Descent 2 is a great example of why this PC is so cool. Descent supports multiple 3D APIs, including Glide and RRedline. So here we can take a look at it running in Glide, and then on the same PC we can look at it running with the Rendition patch. The Rendition patch has the magenta hue. I thought my video card had some kind of defect when I saw this for the first time, but then looking at other videos online I found that this is reoccurring. Well, that was it for this video. The PC is far from perfect, but it gives me access to so much stuff. Glide, Direct 3D, Direct Draw, Speedy 3D, the DOS Rendition API, and RRedline, the Windows Rendition API. This makes me very excited for what's to come. I mean, what has come and we can see all mixed up here.